Hi, this is Steffi from Steffi's Beads and Baubles. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a few months now, maybe even longer, but I bought all these things before I started my channel, but I've been wanting to show them. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the stocking. Now these are all vintage pieces, and everything I'm showing you today, I paid under $20 for all of it. And this is a sewn-on Santa on this stocking. And the candy cane looks very similar to what I do today. And then they sewed it together with a tiny, tiny, tiny stitch. And then they added some sequins. I don't know if you can see them. Some little sequins. Let me get to the, right there. Some sequins and seed beads. Just really cool. Vintage piece. Love the trim they used on top. And then I have the tree skirts. Now, let me go around to the back and show you the price on these tree skirts. They all have the same tag. It's a vintage tree skirt. They were $15 and she marked them down to $3 a piece. But then she gave me a better deal because I got, well, that might have paid the $12 for the, or $9 for, no, there's four skirts, so it's $12. And then with all the ornaments, I think it came to like $12. Or $20, and then there's another piece too that's not out here that's not Christmas, and that will be another video, but it's just as stunning. This one is the least pretty. You can tell all the elements are very vintage, but these are not handmade. These appear to be machine made, purchased, and then added to this felt. I'm sure they sewed all the trim on, but this is the least spectacular of the four skirts. But still pretty cool. I mean, I love the little soldiers and the little Santas, his little snowman. But these are, you know, not handmade. So we'll take this one down and gently put it over on a chair. Okay. Now this one is all bells. Let me pull back so you can see it. Now in person, these are a rich purple. Now they look light blue on the camera, and I won't know till I upload what this looks like. This is actually light blue, so it's weird that this looks like a periwinkle blue. It's actually a dark purple. The greens look fine, and this blue looks fine, and this dark green is darker than this picture. So I'm hoping it's just my screen and not my actual photo, but you can see the gorgeous trim they put on this one. See if I can get down there and show it to you. Just beautiful. And look at this edging. And then I use that gold trim around the center again. Just a very stunning and very, very large. This one's pretty big. It goes back pretty far. Or it goes out pretty far. This would be a nice big tree skirt. Okay, all hand sewn. You can see the stitching on the back. We've set it on the chair and I can show you. It was all hand stitched. All that beautiful work. Now, this one is not very fancy, but you can tell they actually sewed on hand-cut pieces on here. Now, this one appears to be purchased. The Merry Christmas and the Santa face. But the other pieces, there's a tree with some vintage sequins on it. And this angel, I have that cookie cutter somewhere. So that's cool how they did that, because that's what I do too. And it doesn't appear like they finished this snowman. It doesn't have a hat. Never really got finished. And then if we go to the other side, there's a reindeer over here. Again, looks like a large cookie cutter. And then this one has some pretty, a double edge of gold trim on it. Wait, does it? Yeah. Double edge of gold trim. Same gold trim around the center. And it's a smaller one. The only one that's really big is the gold one. Now this one looks kind of average on the two sides. It's kind of neat. It's got velvet. This is actually a velvet fabric. And they've done edging on the sides. And then they've got this gorgeous trim, which has the ribbon sequin and gold trim. Now, I don't know if they made that themselves or bought it that way. I have a feeling that they might have done that themselves. And then here, they sewed that rickrack on with tiny red seed beads. I don't know if I can get you... Yeah, there it kind of shows the glow of the red. They're real pretty. Now this is the part that's gorgeous. A big, big velvet section with that same gorgeous trim around it. It's in green and red. Let's see if I can get it into the light. Just stunning. And then look at this tree. All these vintage ornaments on this tree. Just amazing. Little stars for the trunk. I've got some of these daisies. I've got some of these pinwheels. I even have some of those birds and the stars. I have some like this, but they're not curled, but I think that's just from age. And I even have some of these Wheel of Fortunes that they're called that I sell online. And then there's a little rhinestone up here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a rhinestone. But just gorgeous. Same thing, sewed on the rickrack with the beautiful seed beads. So this is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Let me get back from it so you can kind of... It's a beautiful one. Absolutely gorgeous. And they put green velvet around the neck, or not neck, but the where it ties around the tree. And you even have the tie to tie it around the tree, all in the green velvet, in contrast to all the red velvet for the four bells and the tree. So now I'm going to leave this one, leave this one open. You can see they lined this one nice too. Leave this one open because after I show you the ornaments, I'm going to show you a few other things. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this guy is, but he's big. Here's a ruler, and he's big. He has not got 2 layers. He's 1 layer. All hand sewn. I don't know if you can see. All hand sewn. Sewn together. Detailed face, blue eyes, a little mouth. And his instrument, is that a trumpet maybe? All edged in the sequins. Really nice. Look at that tiny gold rickrack up there. Just gorgeous. Beautiful. And then there's 2 smaller angels that are done in a similar way, but they don't have their eyes. So I will add some blue. I have vintage sequins that match the ones on the other one, and I'll finish these 2 guys. I'll put their little eyes on because they need their eyes. But tiny little feet. Look at this tiny little feet. This one's kind of crazy looking. You can tell how old it is by the little face. Look at how they stitched it so tiny. Same miniature gold rickrack. Looks like a cookie cutter, kind of like the angel on the tree skirt. I haven't held them up to each other, but I bet it's the same one. And both sides are finished out the same on this one. This one's a little creepy, but again, very vintage. And it and the angel both have a crocheted loop. This one actually has a back. The texture of the felt is so different in this old felt. I think this has to be wool felt. It just has a different texture completely than even this felt on this angel here. But the back is similar. Then there's a tree, not a tree, this is a bell with small sequins on the one side and large on the other. And again, a little crocheted loop up here. This one's the tree, and it's got a little bit larger loop, and they went crazy with the rickrack, tiny sequins, and kind of did the same on both sides. They didn't embellish this, however. And here's another bell that's a little more simple, and the back looks the same. Now, this set here was my inspiration for the next ornament video that I've been promising for a few weeks. And I do apologize. I started watching our now 14 going on 15-month-old granddaughter, and this grandma's been wiped out. I have her from almost 9 in the morning till about 5:15 at night, and I just have not been getting as much done as I wanted. But this is the inspiration for my next video that I'm going to record today or tomorrow at the latest. The lighting outside is pretty bad. It's dark and gloomy. It's been raining. But this is the inspiration for this particular ornament. Now these are not finished. They do not have a back, but you can see they're all hand sewn like mine are. But again, it's got that interesting old felt. I do plan on taking these apart, taking this off, and putting a back on them and edging them. But what I wanted to show you also was, this was an inspiration to make these. Now, these are going to be another video. I've been keeping myself busy making stuff with what I had easily on hand. And so I grabbed some sequins and just played. And these are a little bit of layered sequins and vintage sequins. There's one of those ones like that in blue, but mine's pink. Most of these are vintage. A few are reproductions, but I know this pink one and that white one are both vintage. That pink one there is vintage. But most of the rest of them are all modern. And then on the star, these I did more the round. Just layering some vintage, some old. That's a vintage reindeer, a vintage leaf. This one I thought was really fun. I did it all in yellows and blues and golds. Again, a mix of vintage and new. And then this one I thought was fun, and the pink one. And then here's another star that I did a combination of new and old. Now, as far as the round ornament, I did another one of the striped, but I also did, like my trees, a pink and gold, which I love, and a blue and silver, which I also love. And then I did, per my husband's request, a silver and gold. So these are all inspired by the vintage ornaments and the vintage tree skirt. And this will be a video showing you how to layer the sequins and how to do all different kinds. And this one, I already have all the parts ready, and I have for weeks to do this video. So if I can get enough light from the window, I will, as this video uploads, I will be uploading, or filming rather, the ornament. Now, I promised a subscriber of mine, I'm sorry I don't have your name in front of me, but she asked me to do a gingerbread or ginger woman or both, and I've been purchasing stuff to use, and now I'm going to start looking and seeing. The cookie cutter I have is kind of tiny. I'm going to see if I have a bigger one. If I don't, I'll just draw a free form, and that'll be something I'm going to work on. I may do this video here since I have everything and it's easy to do while I'm doing that one. But that will be out in the next week or two, the gingerbread. And I'm open to any suggestions. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I've been really wanting to do this video for a very long time. I just love these vintage pieces. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, because I don't know if I want to put them under a tree, because we have cats and a dog and a baby in the house some of the, a good part of the week. So I really don't want to do that. So I keep them folded up and in that plastic box over there, so to keep them safe. And these I actually keep in envelopes, safely in padded envelopes tucked away in the same box. So I'll be back hopefully today, but no less than a day or so, or no more, I should say, than a day or so. I will have this tutorial out for you. And like I said, I have so many projects, not just ornaments. I've got earrings and all kinds of things. And I have another ornament that I'm not showing you today that's based on these vintage pieces that I am very excited to show you. And I think you'll really enjoy, and it really, really captures the look of some of the old vintage pieces. So I'll be back very soon. I thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys so much. And I appreciate you also putting up with me, because as I've been adjusting to the babysitting, I've been a little bit missing from YouTube. I haven't been doing the content I usually do, and for that I do apologize. But I'm getting better, and as time goes on, I will produce more and more. I'm starting to get up earlier to get my housework done, so that when the baby leaves at 5, I can come in here and work. So thanks again for all your support, and I will be back really soon. Bye.